We'll be back a little later. Let's go into church. Verse 16, and I will pray the Father that he may send another comforter, that he may abide with us forever. Verse 15, if you love me, keep my commandments. Verse 14, if you ask anything in my name, I will do it. Verse 13, and whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. Thank you so much. I want to talk about a good way to pray. A good way to pray. Help me say, a good way to pray. I have baffled a while over John 14 because of so many holy, helpful hints and so many promises that the Lord promised that he would do in this place. Because in John 14:2, he promises us a new house. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, I go and prepare a place for you. And then he promised a return, and I will come again and receive you unto myself. And John 14:9, he promised that we would know the Father. He said, because you have to understand that nobody really know God the Father but God the Son. But he says to us in verse 9, when you see me, you see the Father. Meaning, if I'm going to write God the Father a letter, I would send it to God the Son, because they reside at the same place. And John 14:12 is somewhat baffling, because he says, greater work you shall do than what I have done. How is it that I will be able and you will be able to do more work than what Jesus has already done? Because to be honest, there is no one like Jesus. It is amazing about Jesus. Jesus never wrote a book, and yet more books have been written about him than any one person on the planet. Jesus never built a church, but more churches have been erected in the name of Jesus than any other person I know. Jesus never went to school, and yet he baffled the minds of professors. And there have been schools that have been built across the nation in honor of Jesus. Jesus only traveled 120 miles in his life, and yet people travel across the globe talking about the man named Jesus. How can we do greater works than what Jesus has done? Jesus does not talk in reference to our power or wrought in miracles, But this is on the spiritual level. Whereas Jesus was limited to 120 miles, he has given us access to travel the globe.